Hi, my name is Sherrie Dennis and I'm from SARSEF. Today, we're going to show you how to use our new journal, the Paper Inchworm Notice and Wonder Journal. So throughout the journal, there are plenty of opportunities to notice about what's happening with the inchworm, and there's times that you wonder about it. We're going to turn to the very last page in the journal, and you will notice that there are 3 templates on that page. We're going to take the largest template. So for time's sake, I've already cut out the largest template. Now, the instructions on how to make your paper inchworm are on page 6. But I'm going to show you in person because sometimes it's easier if you just have somebody show you how to do it. So you notice that there is a center line on it. So you cut out along the template, and then we're going to fold this large rectangle. We're going to fold it in half on that solid line. So I'm going to crease it. I'm going to fold it on that solid line. Then I'm going to open it back up again. From that, I'm going to fold 1/2 of the paper towards the center line. I'm going to crease it, and I am going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So now I have a half folded over and a half folded over towards that center line. The next step is to do the same again, half it again towards that center fold, that center line, and then half it again towards that center line. Now I've got a very small little, looks kind of like a booklet. And then finally, I'm going to fold where I originally folded it in half. I'm going to fold it over on itself. Now I have something that looks kind of like a little book. Just like that. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to snip off a little bit of the corners. So corner 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I have something that looks like a little small little egg. And sometimes I actually love to say, okay, boys and girls, now you're going to hatch out your inchworm egg, and you're going to unfold it, and it's going to make a paper inchworm. So what you do is you open it up. Oh, our inchworm is hatching. Open it up. Open it up. And finally, it makes this shape, this arch shape. Whoops, just dropped it. Arch shape that looks similar to a caterpillar. So what do we notice about it? I notice that this paper has segments to it. I noticed that. So I can write on page 2 of my journal, I noticed the paper inchworm has segments to it. I wonder how I can get this paper inchworm to move. So then I could say, how could I get this paper inchworm to move? Some students usually will say, well, you can touch it. So experiment and touching it. Yes, it moves. What if I don't want to touch it? What else can I do? So in the whole design, what you want to do is you want to have them notice as they do things to try to get this inchworm to move, and then wondering about other things that they can do. So eventually some students usually will say, I could blow on it. Okay. Ooh. So then you would say to yourself, okay, so I noticed that you're blowing on it and it moves. You could write that down in your journal. What do you wonder now? I wonder if I blow in a certain direction, or if I blow straight up and down, will that change the experiment? Those are excellent questions for students to come up with. And those we find out, those wonderings can end up being testable questions. So on page 4, all their wonderings could actually end up becoming a next step to finding the answer to their science question, to their wonderings. So on page 5, it has several sentence starters. How does blowing on the caterpillar straight down affect how far the caterpillar can move or the inchworm can move? How does changing the size of the paper? So in the back of the journal, we have different sizes. They could experiment with that, but kind of guiding students into noticing things about the phenomena, the paper inchworm, and then their wonderings, can it become a testable question? So notice and wonder becomes a testable question that then you can do an experiment on. I hope you have a fun time with your inchworms, noticing and wondering, and come up with some testable questions.
SARSEF.